No me gusta el pene. Oh, you're los gay.
Oh, he's ready. My bad, chat.
Bro, stop saying that with stream, bro. Stop saying. He's next. He's next. Please stop saying chat. Don't call people chat, bro. Don't call people chat, bro. You're not in Twitch, bro. You are not.
Wants to read. Elwood.
I got read it.
Oh my god. Guys, I'm so dizzy. Shut up, you're a lobster. Lobster.
Shut up, Jojo.
Shut up, Jordy. What?
Shut up, Jojo.
Shut up, Jordy. Shut up, Jordy. You probably know how to blow people's backs.
Shut up, Jojo.
Snoop Dogg.
Reading is
You were reading, bro. I bet Jordy.
Snoop Dogg to read your lore.
Hey, Ezex. Do you think Ezex, do you think Jordy was... Ezex, do you think Jordy was the one who blew the black?
I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Ezex. That's why I don't let you speak most of the time.
What the
Hola, mi
fuck?
amigo, ¿cómo estás?
Okay.
Hola, mi amigo.
Oiga. Oye, huevo.
Cállate, eres gay. Cállate.
Te vas a morir en el infierno.
Te gusta el pene, no hablas. Te gusta el pene, no hablas.
Pepino pizza.
That was so pepino on.
Ay, con la boca, mono.
Hey son.
EX5.
Never mind.
EX5.
What? Bro.
Yeah,
We are not ready. You're not ready at all.
I'm ready.
Everyone,
Shut up. Why don't you just read it? You wrote it. Why don't you read it? You're too lazy to
I can
read,
read
but
it.
you're not lazy enough to. Oh, let him read it. Let him Mudo. Fucking Mudo thing.
My god.
Yeah, bro. Let Mudo. Bro, I feel like this is an AI, bro. I feel like this is an AI voice of Mudo that's speaking to us.
Stop talking. I am not Mudo.
Bro, this guy's using an AI voice, bro. I swear to God, he sounds like
about?
listen to
Stop using AI Mudo, bro. This guy's a robot. He's not a real person.
I don't even know what Mudo sounds like.
Guys, he's Mudo. He's the Mudo of EX Eternal Leaks. He's the fake Mudo.
Okay. We ready?
Mudo.
No.
Yeah.
Bro.
Alright, go.
Okay.
We're putting the music.
Go. Read.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Saturday.
Zoom in a little bit.
Lost
Like,
episode. Till death do us part. I so vividly recall the day my friends told me that there was said to be an old Saturday episode that never got aired. After I heard that from them, the talk of this episode was tossed around everywhere. But the thing that stayed consistent about it, besides the fact that this lost episode tied into was that the episode was aired due to being deemed as too graphic and extreme by executives. I knew that the series was already known for its generally more serious and dark tones compared to the... What the fuck is that word in there? I don't know that. Okay, still, this episode took it to the next level, which was the main reason why discussion about the episode was a topic among fans. Back then, everyone was interested in finding out that this episode was. Years passed and I wanted to feel like a kid, so I decided to look into Sonic content again. I can speak while I was watching. I know. While I need to keep a straight face, okay? Alright. While I was watching episode 1 of Adventure of Sonic the Hedgehog, something clicked. Hidden deep within the recesses of my childhood memory. Remember the lost episode? I wanted to find it using the web to see if it was out there somewhere. Before, when I was a kid, we didn't have the resources necessary to gather information so easily. Any story or rumor was whatever my friends at the playground were talking about, and that was that. We never checked the credibility. I decided to try and find the episode online. The difficult part about this is there was little to no evidence to confirm that it existed. To my surprise, pictures of the VHS tape were spreading. Its faded label piqued my curiosity and filling me with a hint of excitement. I took a to try and find the episode, but to no avail. I only found fan recreations of what the episode supposedly looked like. None of them matched the description thrown around out there. That wasn't until I stumbled upon a post on 4chan. I managed to find this post not long after it was posted. I made sure to download the video file and open it as soon as possible in case it would get deleted.
Come on. Sure. It's delicious.
I was eager to find out whether it was legit or just an elaborate troll.
Shut up, actually.
Okay.
Bro, let me do this.
Yeah, read it. You read it. Don't
Oh, my bad. All time.
Don't let Moore read it.
Oh no.
Okay,
I'm gonna mute anyone that does talk.
We're here.
Okay. Judging by the fact that the usual opening played as soon as the video started, I came to realize that this was in fact the real deal. Oddly enough, the title logo at the end was different compared to the usual one in a few certain aspects. The first thing I noticed was that Sonic was in a different pose, pointing to the side with his left arm rather than doing his usual thumbs up. Other than the other thing I noticed was that the beams of light that usually radiated from the logo itself weren't glowing, causing them to come off as yellow stripes instead. Sure, these changes were minor, but I was still curious regardless. I didn't get to linger on it for too long, as the title card came up shortly after. I remember the many things that swirled through my head at the sight of this. First off, the Toadef was part. Did this imply that someone dies in the episode? Secondly, where were the credits? This isn't normal for episodes to be ended like this. The entire thing just looks plain. Regardless of this, I continue to watch. Little did I know, this wasn't a decision that would forever haunt me.
This was the title card, and this is the opening.
I'm pretty good
Oh,
at
that's
it.
so cool.
I'm pretty good at this.
That's interesting. Oh my god.
Now do a whole animation of the episode.
I'm pretty good at this. Rightburst, hi.
Oh my god.
Okay, continue reading.
Okay. After the opening, the episode began innocently enough. It showed Sonic and Tails flying in the tornado across the purplish-blue-colored sea, heading towards the water-spewing, cave-like entrance of a mountain. All of which was enough for me to confirm that this was indeed a tie-in episode of Sonic's Spinball, like how World of the Wormer originally stated. The Sonic and Tails could be heard discussing their current mission. From what I could gather based on the dialogue, it involved taking down Robotnik's brand new Veg-O fortress built over Mountain Mobius from the inside out to put an end to the robotization taking place there. Before I could analyze the scene any further, the atmosphere quickly changed.
What? Oh.
Damn, so you got like all of this like animated shit. A laser from the towers.
It's just pictures.
So yeah, I know it's so pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. A laser from the tower's defensive pierced through Tails' plane. Sonic, realizing this, decides to jump to safety as Tails crashes into what looked like a boulder, with the frame freezing at the collision. Tails' ear-piercing final screams were playing in the loop along with it, almost as if the video file was corrupted or something. At this point, I wanted to stop watching as the screams were hurting my ears, and the story of this episode overall was pretty fucked up. To say I was mortified would be an understatement. To say, at least. But at the same time, it also seemingly confirmed the other part of the rumor. The episode was cut for its unusual extreme and graphic content. Still, I wouldn't shake the feeling that something terrible had happened during this episode's production that led to it coming off as whatever the fuck that is. I mean, who in their right mind would ever approve of an episode like this? No wonder it was the only on-aired but kept hidden by the show's producers too. Nevertheless, all I could do at the time was continue watching to see where the episodes was going. As I thought to myself that there was no way it could get worse from there, as I would soon find out, I could have not been any more wrong. I continued to push on as the episode's quality was ass at this point. As it progressed, I saw Sonic falling into the waters below with mumbled noises of him struggling to swim back up to the surface. He snagged through the waters below and the scene faded to black. The scene transitions to Sonic waking up in a nightmarish area that looked reminiscent to the toxic caves level from Sonic Spinball. The caves itself had dim lighting, but one could make out its deep blue walls and the water that was leaking all over the floor. Sonic had a look of both desperation and fear on his face as he walked through the cave, calling out for Tails in hopes of a response. But to no avail. Sinister shadows began roaming in the background, their ominous whispers echoing through the screen as Sonic ventured deeper into the twisted cave. The more he walked, the background warping and swaying got worse and worse, until Sonic was the only thing that was visible on the screen. Then, with no warning at all, Sonic screamed and the video cut to static with the following noises of flesh being torn.
This is the scene.
Whoa. That's nice.
Yes.
Interesting.
And there you go.
What the
I
hell?
wish
I
there
thought to
was a
myself
whole
eventually.
animation behind this.
Wait, am I doing this good? Like, it's just like,
Yeah, you're doing this fine.
You do.
Yeah,
the hell?
actually pretty
I
good.
thought to myself, intentionally, what could have possibly killed Sonic in such gruesome manner? It was never confirmed in the episode what exactly was responsible for Sonic's demise. If I had to take a guess, Rexon could have killed him. Seeing as the episode was supposedly a tie-in for Sonic's Spinball, and that Sonic was wandering in the area that looked like toxic caves, which is the only area in the game where Rexon could have been found in. Still, I was disturbed by how Tails and now Sonic had been killed in such gruesome manners, leaving me shocked as to how much of such of an episode was even allowed to be made in the first place. Overall, all of this, I stopped the video. The weight of what I had just witnessed lingering. Horrified, I decided to lay myself down and take a nap. In my dream, I was standing in the middle of the floor where everything seemed empty, with not a sign of any of the characters being there. I walked a bit when I stumbled upon two graves, with the name etched each of them, Sonic and Tails, respectively. Suddenly, some things began digging out of the graves, almost like zombies. It didn't take long for the buried corpses of Sonic and Tails to fully dig out of the graves. Sonic appearing as if he had been mauled with parts of metal stuck to him, and Tails appearing with burnt fur and barely stitched together skin. I had tried to run, but I found myself completely paralyzed, incapable of doing anything other than watching these two zombies slowly make their way towards me. Once they had gotten to where I was standing, they jumped at me, causing me to wake up in a cold sweat before they were able to touch me. I told myself that the huntings would probably continue unless I saw the video through to the finish, which is exactly what I had decided to do. When I returned to my laptop and opened the video file once more to end this once and for all, the video was blank for some time before cutting to a still frame. Robotnik was sitting as his usual green scene in his room, but a few things seemed off. Butt was destroyed, with his parts scattered across the room floor.
Alright.
Okay. Not only that, but Snidely was nowhere to be seen. The most noteworthy detail, however, was that Robotnik's face seems remorseful and regretful. Was Robotics Sonic's sworn enemy? Why would he be upset about his apparent death? Judging by this still frame, I assumed that this episode, despite its morbid content, was still incredibly incomplete. I was about to close out the video when I noticed that the frame began distorting. Just like what happened with the moments when Sonic and Tails died. The quality of the video dropped as the new shot showed a front-facing close-up of Robotnik in his seat, which seemed to be moving. I couldn't make out at first what was happening, but then I clicked. Robotnik was slowly running away, frame by frame, with his skin turning brownish-black color, becoming thinner and thinner to the point where his ribcage became visible. And his robotic arms started falling off from the rest of his body. To accompany the horrifying scene, the voices of Sonic and Tails can be heard repeating the phrase "Game Over" on a loop with the sounded of children laughing in the background. Words cannot express how disturbing and chilling this entire sequence was to me. After realizing what has happened on screen, I closed out the video and deleted all traces of it from my laptop. When I went to sleep that night, I came to the chilling realization that the hunting was far from over. Ever since I watched that episode, Sonic and Tails have tormented me in my sleep with vivid visions of their demise, along with that nightmarish rotting Robotnik. To this day, the memories of that cursed episode continue to linger in my mind. Never did I think that watching a long-lost episode of my favorite cartoon growing up would leave me in a state like this. All that being said, do not encourage of this video file. Do not seek out the video file for yourself and or others. Most important of all, do not, under any circumstance, watch the episode. Stay away from it at all costs, as the last thing I want is for anyone else to be haunted by this godforsaken episode, as I feel it is already too late for me. The whole experience has severed as a lack of reminding for me that even within the realms of childhood nostalgia, darkness can lurk, forever attaching itself to the fabric of dreams.
Yeah, that's it.
That was
Fuck, I'm out of breath.
That was crazy, dude.
that was a huge improvement, I'll admit.
Hire me, bikers. I'm a good narrator.
You are a good narrator. Yes.
That was crazy, dude.
The goal I want is someone to make the actual episode. What do you mean when is the
most-
lore getting published? This is the lore. Are you stupid?
He means published as in like.
Oh, when is it getting posted? Like
Yeah.
right now.
Interesting.
Oh, are you posting it to Twitter?
No, I'm gonna put it in Creepypasta Wiki and order.
Heard you was a
Wiki.
Or you could just add your own shit.
Yeah, and then after I'm just gonna post it on Twitter and say, "Here, check this out."
I heard you was a
Swag.
minor.
I'm gonna admit, Rapers, that was a